Hey, what's up, guys? It is me, Chachionics. It's been 2 weeks. And it's been 2 weeks for the fact that there was no UFC event last Saturday. So I didn't make a video at all. As you can tell, I kind of am. You can see the pimples. Oh no, yeah, I'm kind of growing out the beard and the mustache. So if I should keep it, comment down below whether I should keep it. Comment down below whether I should shave. Just let me know. So, yeah, I kind of been far away because I don't want you guys to see the pimples, but all good, all good. So, I'm making this video for UFC 273 tomorrow, headlining bout in the featherweight division between champion Alexander Volkanovski and number 4 ranked featherweight Chan Sung Jung. That will be the main event tomorrow in the featherweight division at 145 pounds. So, I've been really hung up on getting a certain record and getting at least 10 wins or going at least even or whatever. So I want to have fun watching the fights instead of being like, I got to get this win. Oh no, I lost. So I want to bring that fun aspect back to making these predictions. I'm not betting on anything. I'm not, I'm kind of making these predictions as if my life depends on it. And it doesn't, I really want to bring the fun aspect back to it. I really don't care. Of course, I want to do well, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to track my record or any of that. I'm going to see, I think I will track my record actually, but I'm not going to care if I go even. There are 12 fights tomorrow, and of course I'm going to want to do pretty decent. So I'm going to try to do as well as possible. But let's just dive right into the predictions. Before we do that, let's do the overview. So the early prelims begin at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Prelims begin at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the main card begins at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Prelims will be on UFC Fight Pass. Early prelims will be on UFC Fight Pass. Early prelims will be on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and main card will be on ESPN Plus / pay-per-view. So yeah. So let's start with the early prelims. In the bantamweight, we have a bantamweight bout at 135 pounds between Julio Arce versus Daniel Santos. We have a women's strawweight bout at 115 pounds between Piera Rodriguez versus Kay Hansen. We have a heavyweight bout at the heavyweight maximum of 266 pounds between Alexei Oleinik versus Jared Vanderaa. We then move to the prelims. By the way, the Alexei Oleinik-Jared Vanderaa is the feature of the early prelims. We then move of the early prelims, the prelims. So now we move to the prelims. Mickey Gall versus Mike Malott. That would be a welterweight bout at 170 pounds. A women's bantamweight bout at 135 pounds between Aspen Ladd and Raquel Pennington. A middleweight bout at 185 pounds between Anthony Hernandez versus Josh Fremd. A welterweight bout at 170 pounds between Ian Gary versus Darian Weeks. That will be the feature of the prelims. We then move to the main card. Vince Pichel versus Mark Madsen. That will be a lightweight bout at 155 pounds. We then move to the women's strawweight bout at 115 pounds between Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. We then move to the we then have a welterweight bout at 170 pounds between Gilbert Burns and Hamzat Chimaev. We then have a bantamweight title bout at 135 pounds between current incumbent champion Aljamain Sterling and interim champion Petr Yan. We then have a featherweight title bout at 145 pounds between Alexander Volkanovski versus Chan Sung Jung, as a lot of people know him, the Korean Zombie. That will be the main event of the evening. So I didn't do research into these fights like I have done before. I don't have my fights selected beforehand. I just want to have fun with this. That's why I make these videos. It's to have fun. It is to don't if I do well, I do well. If I don't, I don't. I really don't care. I really just want to watch these fights and have fun instead of watch these fights and be like, I have to get this win. Oh, I lost. Or like I was saying earlier. So I'm looking at their records on SureDog. That's some fights like Piero Rodriguez, like what I was seeing earlier before I hopped on. They were saying Piero Rodriguez was 1-0, but she's not 1-0. 1-0 in the UFC, sure, but she's actually 7-0. So I'm just gonna do it based off of, you can say, record or something. I really don't know. I really don't care. So here are my picks: Julio Arce, Piero Rodriguez, Jared Vanderaa, Mike Malott, Aspen Ladd, Anthony Hernandez, Ian Gary, Mark O. Madsen. I'm going to pick Mackenzie Dern, Khamzat Chimaev, Petr Yan, and Alexander Volkanovski. So it's actually kind of funny because the past 9 main events I have guessed correctly, and this would be the 10th. So that's what I'm guessing. I'm not going to check. I really don't care. So I don't care. This is for fun. I'm not going to track my record. If I do well, I do well. If I don't, I don't. Everything is documented in this video. So I'm just going to give an overview of the people who I'm selecting to win. I probably should be more informative and more in-depth, because this is a prediction video, but I want to have fun with it. I really don't care what happens, how I do. I just want to have fun, right? I'm not betting on anything. Don't bet on, I'm going to say it, don't bet on anybody that I'm picking unless you are confident that the person who I'm selecting is the person who you want to bet on. So you can do that yourself. I'm going to leave that to you guys. You guys can comment down below, and you guys can tell me whether you agree or disagree with me, and you guys can do more in-depth research into these fights, just as I have in these past couple videos. And obviously, last week, 2 weeks ago, I didn't do the best. I went 6-6. I went even record. So yeah, the main fights, I will tell you the main fights that I'm looking out for. The rest of the fights, here are the fights that I'm looking out for. The main fights that I am mainly interested in are Mike Malott versus Mickey Gall. I know Mike Malott from Dana White's Contender Series. I'm looking forward to Ian Gary and Darian Weeks. Ian Gary is this Irish up-and-comer. Please tell me you're Irish. Irish up-and-comer. The other fight I'm looking forward to is Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. Obviously the hype train that's coming along with Khamzat Chimaev. It's going to be interesting how he deals with Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns will be his toughest test. We're going to see if he's going to have that level of ease that he has had in his previous few fights in the UFC. We'll see if he will have that continued success against Gilbert Burns like he has had in his first, I think, 4 fights or 3 fights in the UFC. I just want to double check how many fights he has in the UFC. He has 4. So we'll see if that will be the case. Petr Yan, in the title fight, and I can get more in depth with the fights that I want to watch, So in the fights I'm not saying all the fights don't matter, but these are the fights that I'm mainly looking out for. We're going to see if Petr Yan can continue that dominance against Aljamain Sterling like what he had in the first fight prior to the illegal knee. So, and with Alexander Volkanovski and the Korean zombie Chan Sung-jung, Volk is just one tough son of a gun. We saw that in his last fight against Brian Ortega, just being able to evade and escape, those submission attempts from Brian Ortega, in those attempts, those were Brian Ortega's best opportunities to win the fight, especially with what he's known for, his nickname T-City, triangles and all that stuff and whatever, and he just was not able to secure it. And Alexander Volkanovski was able to pull away and win a 5-round decision. So, of course, what we've seen as of late, what I would like to see from Alexander Volkanovski is a finish. He has decisions in like 7 of his last 9 fights or something along those lines. He has a lot of decisions. He has 9 decisions. I think he needs to make. I'm not saying he needs to make a statement win because he's the champion, and we need to see Chan Sung Jung obviously do more. But I don't know. Don't fix what's not broken. He's doing great. They call him the Great for a reason. So that was actually unintentional. I just read that right now. So I said that and then read his nickname and I was like, okay. So yeah, it's tomorrow will be fun. I want to enjoy it. I want to have fun. I don't want to care about my record. I just want to have fun. Again, these predictions are not something that I want to take seriously. I'm taking these predictions way too seriously. That's not what I want to do. I want to have fun with this. And so, yeah, that is the video. I will give one more overview of who I think are going to win the fights. Julio Arce, Piera Rodriguez, Jared Vanderaa, Mike Malott, Aspen Ladd, Anthony Hernandez, Ian Gary, Marco Madsen, Mackenzie Dern, Hamzat Chimaev, Piotr Yan, and Alexander Volkanovski. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. So we'll see how I do, though. Anyways, you guys comment down below who you guys think is going to win, if you're going to watch these fights at all. So, yeah. That will be the video. So, yeah. Peace out, guys.